Intertextuality is a set of relations between texts. When we read a work of literature, we are trying to find a meaning which lies inside that work. The analysis of a work of literature involves making intertextual references, extracting meaning, being a critical reader, and interpreting text.
Hi, this is Michnia. Welcome to UpLife. In this video, we will look at the top 7 quotes about intertextuality extracted from the works of famous literary critics and novelists.
1. The intertext. Any text is a new tissue of past citations. Bits of code, formulae, rhythmic models, fragments of social language, etc. pass into the text and are redistributed within it, for there is always language before and around the text. Intertextuality, the condition of any text whatsoever, cannot of course be reduced to a problem of sources or influences. The intertext is a general field of anonymous formulae whose origin can scarcely ever be located, of unconscious or automatic quotations given without quotation marks. From Theory of Text, published in 1981 by Roland Barthes. 2. Among the Dead. No poet, no artist of any art has his complete meaning alone. His significance, his appreciation is the appreciation of his relation to the dead poets and artists. You cannot value him alone, you must set him, for contrast and comparison, among the dead. I mean this as a principle of aesthetics, not merely historical criticism. From The Sacred Wood by T.S. Eliot, published in 1920. 3. A word is a bridge. A word is a bridge thrown between myself and another. If one end of the bridge depends on me, then the other depends on my addressee. A word is a territory shared by both addresser and addressee, by the speaker and his interlocutor. From Marxism and the Philosophy of Language by Valentin Volosinov and Mikhail Bakhtin, published in 1986. 4. Only one book. In this sense, this feeling of communication would at moments overwhelm him. At such times, he had the sensation that there was only one book in the universe, and that all books were simply portals into this greater ongoing work, an inexhaustible, beautiful world that was not imaginary, but the world as it truly was, a book without beginning or end. The Narrow Road to the Deep North by Rachel Flanagan, published in 2013. 5. Death of the author. A text is made from multiple writings, drawn from many cultures and entering into mutual relations of dialogue, parody, contestation, but there is also one place where this multiplicity is focused, and that place is the reader, not, as hitherto said, the author. The reader is the space on which all the quotations that make up the writing are inscribed without any of them being lost. A text's unity lies not in its origin but in its destination. The birth of the reader must be at the cost of the death of the author. From Death of the Author by Roland Barthes, published in 1977. 6. The Life of the Word. The life of the word is contained in its transfer from one mouth to another, from one context to another context, from one social collective to another, from one generation to another generation. In this process, the word does not forget its own path and cannot completely free itself from the power of those concrete contexts into which it has entered. From Problems of Dostoevsky's Poetics by Mikhail Bakhtin, published in 1984. 7. Interdependence. The other that will guide you and itself through this dissolution is a rhythm, text, music, and, within language, a text. But what is the connection that holds you both together? Counter-desire, the negative of desire, inside-out desire, capable of questioning or provoking its own infinite quest. Romantic, filial, adolescent, exclusive, blind, and Oedipal. It is all that, but for others. It returns to where you are, both of you, disappointed, irritated, ambitious, in love with history, critical, on the edge, and even in the midst of its own identity crisis. A crisis of enunciation and of the interdependence of its movements. An instinctual drive that descends in waves, tearing apart the symbolic thesis. From Desire and Language, a Semiotic Approach to Literature and Art, by Julia Kristeva, published in 1980.
This video is based on my book The Matrix and the Alice Books. Consider supporting our project by purchasing a copy. The Kindle edition is only 99 cents. Check out the Amazon link in the description below. To make sure you don't miss the next episode, subscribe to UpLife, a space where we strive for an upgraded lifestyle. Ciao, this is Mihnea, signing off from Beijing.